Hello, friends and family of First Presbyterian Church. I wonder if you've ever said these words. What a waste. Have you ever said those words? I know I have. I may have said, well, that's money down the drain. You know, the word wasteful is one being thrown about a lot these days. No one wants government waste, and how we get rid of the waste seems to be the point of discussion and debate. And certainly no one wants the church to be wasteful. I don't know how many times I've heard in my ministry concerns about us being wasteful in the church. So we tell people that we want to be good stewards. That's the churchy name or way of saying we don't want to waste the money given to us or given to God. We will plan to use your money wisely and well. We won't waste it. What a waste. No one wants wasteful spending. And apparently, we are not alone. At least as we hear the story this week, I know we're not alone. Now, what may shock you is that those kind of words come out of the mouth of Judas. Yes, Judas, the betrayer. Now, maybe it will help you to know that in Matthew's gospel, it is the disciples who are worried about this wasteful spending on the part of Mary. For that's the reason they're concerned, Mary. It's always Mary, isn't it? Well, this time, Mary is anointing Jesus with oil, expensive oil, a year's worth of wages type of perfume. And that seems like a waste to Judas, and it seems like a waste to the disciples. It does seem like money down the drain. She pours that oil on his feet, and it just goes into the dirt. Think about how much food could have been purchased for the food bank. What a waste, they say. And I think we would too. Which is why this story is so confusing to many of us. Because Jesus, the one whose ministry was all about feeding the hungry, caring for the poor, caring for those in need, yes, our Jesus says, don't stop her from sharing this gift with me. Our story got me thinking about how waste is also in the eye of the beholder. I even looked up the definition of waste, and this is what it means. To use or expend carelessly, extravagantly, or to no purpose. I was thinking about that definition, and then I realized that waste depends really on your perspective. And usually, waste is something someone else does that I see no purpose in, but certainly not something I do. For example, when we talk about government waste, I usually hear that from business people. And I seldom hear them talk about corporate waste or business waste. You know, I never hear the guy that's flying in the private jet to a meeting talk about going commercial. I don't hear him talking about corporate waste. I had a friend who worked for a pharmaceutical company, and he told me about how much money they spend on speakers at conventions. It could be $100,000. And also how they would rent out Disney World for their company. Disney World. I mean, renting a house is expensive, but imagine Disney World. But do you ever hear them talk about how this is wasteful as they hike up their drug prices? Well, I would say what a waste. But let's not let ourselves off the hook. I'm thinking Sharon and I recently bought a new car. And I realize a used one would have done okay, and we would have saved lots of money. We could have given that money away. And what a waste, you might say to us. Unless maybe you bought a car recently and then you might hold your tongue. It seems we can find waste almost anywhere except within ourselves. So maybe it would be good to return to the dictionary definition of waste. Waste is something you see no purpose in. So now let me return to the story. I think Jesus stops the critics of Mary because he sees a purpose in her extravagant gift. A purpose that may look foolish to others, but makes all the sense in the world. There's a good reason Mary wasted the perfume on Jesus. Do you want to know the reason? Well, I'll tell you on Sunday. I hope to see you Sunday, online or in person. May the peace of Christ be with you all.